Ever feel like you're racing through life? Well, inside your body, trillions of tiny races are happening every second. These are chemical reactions powered by amazing workers called enzymes. But what happens when you need to slow down or even stop one of those races? That's where our heroes, or sometimes villains, come in. Enzymes inhibitors. Enzymes are super efficient factory workers. Their job is to grab a specific raw material, the substrate, and rapidly convert it into new products at a special spot called the active site. They speed up reactions by millions of times and don't get used up themselves. Inhibitors are molecules that interfere with an enzyme's action, literally hitting the brakes and slowing down its work. They are crucial for both balancing our body's chemistry and for fighting disease. Inhibitors work in a few clever ways. Let's look at the three main types. Imagine an enzyme's active site is the only chair available, and the substrate is the person who needs to sit in it to do a task. First, competitive inhibitors. This inhibitor is a lookalike. It competes directly with the substrate for the active site, like two people fighting for the same chair. The inhibition can be overcome by adding more substrate. If you flood the area with people, the right person is more likely to get the chair. Second, non competitive inhibitors. This one is sneakier. It binds to a different spot on the enzyme called the allosteric site. When it binds, it makes the enzyme change shape. The active site is deformed, meaning the substrate can't be processed correctly. Adding more substrate won't help because the enzyme itself is broken. Third, uncompetitive inhibitors. These are specific. They only bind after the substrate has already joined the enzyme. They effectively trap the enzyme substrate complex, preventing the enzyme from releasing the finished product or working on the next substrate. Drug companies focus heavily on inhibitors. Take AIDS. The HIV virus needs its own enzyme, HIV protease, to process its proteins into new viable viruses. HIV protease inhibitors block this enzyme, effectively crippling the virus and stopping the infection from spreading. Why does this matter? Because inhibitors are critical for psychological regulation. The products of a long metabolic pathway often act as a feedback inhibitors on the first enzyme, telling it we have enough, slow down. In pharmacology, we exploit this. ACE inhibitors control blood pressure. Statins help lower cholesterol, both competitive inhibitors. Methotrexate fights cancer by blocking a growth related enzyme. For the flu, drugs like neuraminidase inhibitors cripple the virus' ability to spread. And for conditions like Alzheimer's, inhibitors can help maintain levels of key brain chemicals. From keeping your body in balance to fighting off deadly diseases, enzyme inhibitors are truly a fascinating concept in biochemistry, the ultimate power of molecular control. Final thought CTA. Stay curious and check out our video on enzyme kinetics next.